What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video where we teach you how to become a professional gambler using the game of roulette as your own ATM. My name's Luke and I'll be running you through this session today. We have a good session today. It's a very strategic, well-planned strategy. It's got a very specific win goal target. Currently doing a 30-day win goal, a 30-day target. So we're using a small bankroll here, and our daily target is $166 per day. And I've broken it down into two separate sessions. So I'm going to run you through one of the sessions here now. Our target goal for this particular session is $83. And I've written down here, I've got 10 sessions, 10 strategies that I'm going to be playing. I've got notes next to these, some key notes for entry point, things like that, what I'm going to be playing on, whether it's odds or evens or etc. And now I've got different unit sizes for all of these strategies, specifically to hit the 83 target with the low bankroll, minimizing exposure, and capitalizing on those high coverage bets by slightly higher units. It's a very strategic way to play to hit a specific target, but I'm going to run you through this, and you'll see how I use different unit sizes throughout the session here to hit our $83 target. So I've got 10 sessions in the to play here, and we're going to start off, and you'll see we're starting with 10-cent units, but as we go through the different strategies, you'll see I'll play a number of different size units, like I said, to capitalize on these particular strategies, to basically keep our exposure to a minimum, and this is what it's all about, really breaking down, having a plan and working backwards from that plan. How are you going to achieve that plan? Having a very structured plan of how to achieve this is the key. So I'll show you how we're going to do this. With the 10 cents, the target is $2. So I'll tell you as we go, the unit size and then what the target's going to be. So just mute that. So what did we get there? We got a 3, and that didn't help us. That's right, I just doubled the bet there, so we'll spin again. We started there, I believe, with 173, so get to 175, round about. That's an 18. It's alright, we've got one more double up our sleeves before we go into a bit of a recovery if we miss this one. So should be a good session. It's very well structured, and it's quite amazing what you can do when it comes to structuring a session and being able to really narrow it down to how you're going to achieve that session. I'm just going to raise these 4 by 2 units. So we're at 40. Just raise those there by another 2. But yeah, it's really amazing what you can do when you work backwards from your target, your win goal for that session, and work your way back. You really see how it all works. So there we go. We hit that target. We're at 175. Move on now. And I'm just going to play another string of corner bets. Six corners out there. If you guys want to play these strategies, you can put these on either side of the board wherever you like. it's not a big issue. It's more of the coverage. So 31's gonna miss that, but that's alright. We're just gonna double up, same as before. Raise them all by 1 unit. And just keeping an eye too as you're going through here. Just my personal preferences. I like to use a history board a fair bit as a bit of a guidance to what strategies I want to play and where I want to play those strategies. There is, in the law of large numbers, there is a bit of a statistic of when things are going to hit eventually over a large amount of numbers. So I kind of, you probably wouldn't see it in minimal spins, but it helps me, and I sort of prove that to myself just by using the board as guidance. But at the end of the day, every spin is random. The board doesn't have any memory. But where are we? We're right on the door. I'm gonna take that, and I'm gonna run my next strategy here. If I can get it out in time, which I cannot. I was too slow, too busy trying to write down my profit. Hopefully we get a jackpot here. 14, 17, 20 or 23 would be fantastic. 11. That's perfect. It ended up working in our favour anyway, because we had less board coverage out there. So, but I would have played. I missed the last 2 bets on there, which would have been those. So we hit essentially the first row. Now we're just trying to get the second row. And our target for this particular strategy is around $10. So we're at 1,176. So if we can get up to 86, we'll be able to move on to our next strategy. It's at 36, and there we go, 189. So now we're going to play a string of bets. These ones just surrounding the 0 on the board. And I believe this is a good time to play it. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've had 9 spins before it's even touched a green number. So look, there we go, straight off the bat. And that's going to get us up to 214. Fantastic. Now we're going to go to our next one. This is 40-cent units with this strategy. So I'll get these out there in time. Got 40 cents out there on all of these, and our target for this particular strategy is $4. 31 takes out the bottom section, so that's an individual bet in the third dozen. So now we're gonna rebet these remaining ones, 40, and as I do, I like to double up after the after the first hit. So we're at 214, so we have to get to 218, and we'll be able to move on to our next strategy. 34 doesn't help us. So we started with 44 units. We had 8 units, so we got one more double up the sleeve, and then after this we will then have to go up by 8 units on each. 80 cents on each, which is going to be a challenge to do with a short amount of timer. So I might just go to dollar units if we need, but that's a 15, and that gets us to 220. So that's more than enough. And now we're going to play another string of numbers here. These particular numbers are the numbers that surround the 5 on the board. We've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's been 6 spins since we've hit any of the numbers surrounding the 5. So hopefully we can get one pretty early here. and we'll be able to move on, and we do, we get the 10. So that takes us to 1, 2, 4, 5. So we're almost there. We're going to look at the board now, and I'm seeing a bit of a mixed array of numbers, so I think not an awful lot of low numbers, so I'm going to play this strategy on the lower side of the board, and hopefully it'll work in our favor. So we're $11 away from our target, and hopefully we can, so with the 10 cents, our target for this particular strategy is $2, so that's a 1. And we're just going to take that 1 off, and we'll just bet these remaining ones. That's up to 2 units on it, all the remaining bets. She's frozen, no, there she goes. 35, that's not helping us. Rightio. We'll rebet those remaining ones. We were at 10, we'll double one more time. This will be our last double. We'll go into a bit of recovery if we have to. So 45, we need to get to 1247 with this strategy, and then we'll be able to move on. The 12, it's going to take out, what did I say we were at? Yep, that gets us out 1248. So now we're going to go into another strategy here. Going to play, we've got the teens and the 30s covered, so we're covering the teens and the 30s in this particular strategy. We've got 5 units out on the 30s, and then an individual 1 unit on the on the 30 itself. And so we'll just double that now. 29's definitely not going to help us. So we'll just raise that now, 550. And actually, if we get a hit in the teens or the 30s, or either one of these individual numbers here, 19, 30, or the 0, that should get us on. We're only after a $2 target for this strategy, so we're at 248. 31. There's our $2 target. We're at 12.50, and we'll play another strategy here now, and I'm going to go with the odd numbers, odd streets, and I've got a 6 unit even hedge, and I'm hoping we can get in the third dozen here. The third dozen hit to 25 to 27 or 31 to 33. We don't. We hit the 19 section. Takes out one of the streets for us. So we're gonna replay the remaining ones, and we'll just go up on that hedge. Hopefully, I didn't raise the bet on that. On the streets, that was my bad. 36 satisfies the hedge, and we'll just play these remaining ones now at 1, 7, 13, 25, 31. We'll double these up now. And hopefully, if we can get a hit here, we're going to get ourselves up to 50. That's an 8. That takes out that 52, and might run one more. So we've got that one out. We hit the 19 with the 25, 31. So we'll go to 40 on all of these. Hopefully we can get a hit here, that's a 32, and there we go. Smack bang on the money. Just like I said, $83 in profit. We started with 1,173. Like I said in the beginning, our target would have been $1,256. Exactly $83 in profit. We played 9 strategies, and that's how you do it. Basically using different size units for specific strategies that have higher coverage. Good risk for reward, especially the few clustered straight up numbers bets. So basically that's how it works, guys. Very well structured plan, like I said, and that's the key to being able to succeed every day with this. Is having your plan, breaking it down, working backwards. Like I said, I've broken this down from the target, how I'm going to achieve that target by knowing exactly how much profit I need per strategy, and exactly what unit sizes I need to hit that target. So that's the key. You can't expect to hit a $25 target for a strategy using 10-cent units. So if you break it all down, the target size will match the unit size. But because we're using a low bankroll, we only had just over $1,000 in there. To limit the amount of exposure and the amount of risk, selecting just a specific few strategies that you feel strongly will be the best suit for a higher unit size is where the power comes into it. And by not exposing yourself to having 9 strategies all with $1 units, you're putting yourself under a little bit more risk if you go on a bit of dry streak, and then it comes really down to your ability to be able to manage your money, and be able to make sure you've always got enough laid out to win that target goal. So by doing it this way, you're able to push the profits a little bit higher with a low bankroll, as well as keeping your exposure limited in the game. So yeah, like I always say, guys, I have the greatest respect for the game of roulette. I understand, it has its power, that the house edge on this game. It's always going to catch you out on some strategies, but by having that respect, I know that my best plan is a plan. So yeah, thanks anyway, guys, for watching this far, if you have, and I appreciate you guys coming on. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you are subscribing, and I'll be putting out daily videos. So thanks again, and I will see you guys in the next one.